Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And today we have the trio, some of our favorite people on YouTube today, Annie C. Golden and Richard Cardinal. Thank you, Honey, for suggesting the three of us actually come together because we haven't done one. And it's about time because, yeah, I both love you so much. And I think the energy is going to be electric. And I cannot wait for today's show. How are you, Honey?
I'm doing good. It's been really wild, but I'm doing really well.
And you, Richard?
So,
Thank you for asking, my beautiful sister from South Africa, blonde bombshell, light warrior extraordinaire. I am great. I am happy. I am good. It's busy. It is crazy, but we are all surfing it, aren't we?
mhm,
As if we were surfers or riding a shark. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
what we're
sometimes I
doing.
feel like I'm in the washing machine, but we'll go with surfing. That's okay.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I'm just feeling so wonky at the moment, and I feel like I'm floating between dimensions sometimes. And I'm like, oh, what is today? What's the date? And I'm like, to calm down. Um, so, and I just read something with the recent Schumann resonance spikes that there has been another timeline jump. And that
Oh, yeah.
one of the symptoms is that you will feel like you're in between dimensions. And another friend of mine mentioned it as well. This morning she woke up and she had this, oh, I don't know what to do with my hair. And within 5 minutes, she whipped up a hairstyle that looked like she went to the salon. It's like, I got that from another dimension. It's like, that's how I wear my hair there. So
Mhm.
things are a little bit crazy at the moment, like we discussed, and people are a little bit crazy around us. I think we can attest to that. Things are glitching.
Yes.
And so today we thought maybe we'll touch again because there's a lot of questions still around NPCs, oversouls, and it's almost like the hierarchy. I know Honey's discussed this kind of to death, but there's always time for more discussions around this topic. There's always another layer of the onion to unfold. So maybe we can talk about that again. I mean, NPC is a whole topic on its own. Let's maybe start with, oversoul, soul, higher self, and inner child, what that structure looks like. And there's some
Sure.
questions that I have as well around that. So, honey, maybe you kick off for us, and then Richard can do some cards.
Yeah.
Just
And then Richard can add.
yeah.
So I see the oversoul as a sum of all your lifetimes. Okay. So imagine each one of these little pieces is you in the multiverse having an experience, but maybe not all of you is having an experience. Some of you may just be in the astral plane, just hanging out, healing, doing other things. Maybe one of you is part of the process of what's going on here on Earth. And that's been added to. So, you know how we're getting more and more gifts? We're actually gaining more and more little pieces of ourselves that are coming down to Earth. But then we have a portion of us that is actually helping with the game. So, this is your higher self at this point, all of the parts of you, but some of those parts are within your body.
But let's maybe just look again the difference between the higher self and the soul and the oversoul. Just because I think a lot of people have confusion
They're the
around
same.
that. They're the same.
Yeah, they're the same. So, the higher self and the oversoul are the same. In the past, when we were in 3D and you had one little piece of you that you were working with, and not even the whole piece could get inside of your body, then that was your higher self.
Mm.
But as we've evolved, we've gained more pieces, more gifts, we're more aware, and the oversoul has become the higher self.
Mm.
So you're actually talking to the entire sum of yourself.
Yeah. And I think what a lot of people
Yeah.
struggle with, is their over identification with their human avatar, meaning this personality and
Mhm.
this character that you are in this particular earth incarnation. They think that's all that they are. That's them. And they can't imagine, but what about that? another life, and it's like a different person, or so they over
Yeah.
identify with the avatar, and they're not realizing
Mhm.
that there's that stream of consciousness coming through from the oversoul, and that's the real them, and then they actually need to get to that real
Yeah.
stream of original stream of consciousness that makes up their oversoul, right?
hmm Well, and think of it like as Monopoly. Your body is the little car in Monopoly, and your oversoul is who's playing the game.
Mm.
Yeah, and it doesn't
So,
mean it's a person that's foreign to you and you just puppet on a string.
no, it's
No,
part
it's
of you. It's the
part of you.
biggest part.
So
Yeah.
your oversoul, the way I see it, is a fractal of source, and
Right.
you are a fractal of your oversoul. So it kind of
hmm
fractals out.
Mm. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
why a lot of
Like a
people,
tree.
yeah. So a
Yeah.
lot of people will say, I'm the reincarnation of Cleopatra. And then 100 other women would say the same thing. And it's like, no, you can't be the Cleopatra is probably an oversoul, like an archetype, and there's many different incarnations of, not incarnations, but
Yeah.
fractals of that
And
oversoul.
just like you're not always the car in Monopoly, you're not always Cleopatra
Mm,
either. It's not always the same soul playing the same game piece.
mm,
So the multiverse could have 100,000 Cleopatras.
Yeah.
mhm,
Yeah. And people are like, well, I get to play Cleopatra this lifetime,
mm,
and you can go and play the king, because the oversouls are players and we're a player in this existence.
mm. I think that's
Yeah.
so important to for people to realize, because it brings you closer to being the neutral observer. So you're not so over identified with all the nitty gritty of your life, and you blame
Mhm.
yourself for this and that. And it's like, hey, I chose this blueprint for a reason. I chose this natal chart for a reason, maybe a very difficult natal chart with a lot of challenges, because I wanted to learn a lot of stuff. And you don't over identify with your own character, which is difficult to do, but it makes you more of a neutral observer, and you realize you're more than just this human experience.
Mhm.
What do you think, Richard? Rock
Well,
star.
I think a lot. I mean, like we're talking about a lot of beautiful subjects right now. And honey, thank you for explaining this. That would make sense what you're saying right now in regards to higher aspects of ourself, higher self, and the oversoul. It would go exactly with us going into a crystalline template right now, right?
Mhm.
Whether it be the waters within our body, which we are made at 70%, we got the light, we got the sound. So now our higher self would be the oversoul. So that would be a frequency of 5D. Thank you, because I didn't tap into that, but as soon as you spoke it, I got a wow, she hit something now. We did a shift, we've evolved. So that would make sense because our avatar, our experience as Honey, Anina, and Richard, this is what we know now. So we have the oversoul, and I always saw that on top of that, the soul group would all connect to the oversoul. But now it would be so it's as if we're opening up more of the Russian dolls. You know how they go like within, 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 within? We're
Mhm.
starting to undo some, and we're going back to the singularity. And then, so higher self is part of the oversoul. And Nino, you were absolutely accurate. We are all fragments, pieces, little higher selves of source creation. So it feels like everything is like coming back inwards, inwards, inwards to that one singularity, which is the big she bang, not shebang, she bang. And this time we're going to live through it. And why I say she bang, it's because to me, creation is always feminine first. The
Mm,
birth or the rebirth of divine she creator. And then she'll call out to divine and masculine, and he'll hear her voice and come not to dominate, not to control, but to assist and protect. And that's what the Garden of Eden is all about without that corruption. Sorry, I went on a tangent there, right?
no.
I do that all the time.
That's great.
But
Um,
it's very, very, very good, Femi. And thank you, honey, because that is proving that it's going within the Russian dolls. We're coming back to the singularity. There won't be a mud flood this time. There's not going to be a catastrophe. Yes, there are twitchers all over. Honey, we'll speak about that a little later, I'm sure. But it's a beautiful time to be alive. Yes, we're tired. I'm not sleeping very well, but we're a lot in the astral with our higher self oversoul right now. And we could be like working, planning. Some of us are architects and recreating, right? There's just so much. So if you're here and alive and twitching, bravo, because you're all warriors, beautiful golden Fembi. Yay. The
You know
end.
what comes to mind now, and then if ever anyone has been part of a big event, get like closer to the event. The more you get closer to the event, the more you're having team meetings to discuss, what's going on. And this is almost what's happening in the astral now. There's like team meetings every night of tweaking this and what to do and how we're going to tweak this and bring that frequency up and fix that little glitch. And it's like, I'm sure our higher self and us in the astral are having all these team meetings as we get closer to the event of breaking through into 5D, that ascension moment. That we're pretty busy at night. So yeah, a lot of us are pretty tired when we wake up in the morning. It's like we've been
Mhm.
working all night.
Disoriented, or like you feeling in a washing machine, like almost you feel you're awake, you're alive,
Yeah.
but you feel in the ether, so as if like you're sleepwalking, right?
Yes, I've been
Yeah,
feeling like that. Like I'm
yeah.
not quite here. I'm somewhere else, but I'm floating between dimensions, and it's not very good for 3D life, I can tell you.
No. Well, and that's why 3D life is collapsing.
Thank goodness. And I wanted to ask
Yeah.
also, honey, so with all these other fractals of ours out there in other realms, so we're basically starting to collapse that now, right? All of
Mhm.
those are kind of
Yep.
gonna go away. But what about the guys staying on 3D and continuing? Will we be in their life as a 3D um being, or we will disappear from their life?
No, so 3D actually already left.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So so think of it this way. We had the Earth split. I don't remember exactly when. I want to say November, December of last year, maybe January, because I don't really pay attention to the time exactly. But anyway, it split. And then we were in 5D and it was extremely hard. Okay. So the fifth dimension. But recently we actually came through like a birth canal into the fifth no, we're in the fifth density, and then we came into the fifth dimension. So density is physicality and dimension is consciousness. And once we reached the fifth dimension of consciousness, I don't want to get them mixed up, then basically what happened is the 3D started to fall apart faster because the vibration is too high to support the nonsense of the 3D. And it's coming up in everybody's body because we're the ones who actually support 3D still being here, because it's our memory of the way the world is supposed to work that is still allowing 3D to be present. So as we let go, which it's being pushed up to the surface with the Schumann resonance and all of us in the game mode in the astral plane saying, well, we're not liking this anymore. Let's not be doing this anymore. Let's change this game. And this is a learning game. This isn't like I mean, it can be fun, but it's not necessarily for fun only. Okay. It will get more and more fun as we go. But so far, it's been to elevate the universe. So we've been in a very serious game, and the players have been really changing the vibration of the game over and over and over again. And it's kind of like stairs. So we've been going up and up and up the stairs, but we've also been digging down into our subconscious. and letting go of things that we don't need anymore. And as we do that as a collective, the outside shifts. And the NPCs that we see, they used to be a lot of people that had just a human soul or very young soul, and they weren't willing to change. So they went the way of the 3D, which has dissolved. So they've ascended. And now we're just dealing with our old feelings, but the timelines are separating again. So I'm trying to open them up, not like Spock. Anyway, so imagine my fingers are timelines, and some people may have been on this timeline, but then their stuff came up and they're like, no, I can't do it. I can't deal with it. So they're trying to hang on to their stuff, and then they fall into this timeline. So we're all in the fifth density. We're all in the fifth dimension. It's how fast do you realize where you're at, and how good at letting go are you? And mostly what we're letting go of is fear. So
Yes, because fear would be a shackle, wouldn't it? Huh? It would hold you down like a ball and chain. And fear doesn't exist. Look in the dictionary. It doesn't have a face. Fear, it's not the boogeyman, like I love saying. It's the fear of the unknown. You know, what is that? Where's the leap of faith? Huh? Ride a dragon. Let go of that junk. Fly.
I've got absolutely no purpose left.
Yeah.
Unless you're being chased by a tiger. Fear has no purpose, really. Yeah, so the NPC, so let's maybe just then talk about now family members that are clearly not on our level, perhaps. So where are they sitting?
Yeah, so some of them are holograms at this point that you're creating and you're supporting, because your human mind doesn't have a context for them to not be here. Some of them are younger souls that are still ascending, so you'll still see them even if they're on a different timeline. But you have to decide who you're with. Who are you with right now? And a lot of it is how they're behaving. And Richard was really talking a lot about that earlier. So how do you recognize an NPC, Richard?
Well, there are several ways, right? But how I notice it, because I see with my eyes, but I always see with my inner eye, the right eye, this eye, right? And they look bizarre, right? So to me, an NPC, and I see them often, I don't leave my casa all the time, but when I do go to a store, they're usually cashiers most of the time. And they have big eyes, right? And they look at me like this. And yes, they're talking, but something's wrong with the eyes. They look like big hollow donuts. All day they articulate. There's just like no one home. So, oh wow, you're a twitcher. Because I call them like the twitchers, because right now they're twitching a lot. As the frequency is elevating, they're more twitchy. They repeat a lot. They say things that are not relevant, but it's in the eyes. I notice very much. It's they they look like robots.
I think what I've also noticed a lot is people who have had this thing, and especially the youngsters that are on digital devices all the time. So, the black goo is consumed them and perhaps cut the cord to their soul in many cases. So could it be that there are some walkouts happening, soul walkouts, that they just say, look, this body vessel is just not enough to sustain me anymore. I'm severed now, and I'm gonna let them carry on.
There were a lot. I mean, there's still soul walkouts now. If someone is not participating in the same timeline, then that soul can go to a different vessel, and then that person would get a new one that will fit more with what their inner child wants to
Or
do.
could they maybe not get one and just be an NPC, just an empty vessel?
No,
Not
I
really.
don't
not at
know.
this point, because that would have been the 3D Earth.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you're describing is exactly what was happening in the 3D Earth,
Because
but it did split away.
I can smell them as well, unfortunately, and I'm not being rude here, but I really can. When there's a lot of like nanites around them, I can literally smell a cloud of nanites. So it's that
Wow.
AI has taken them over and
Mhm.
perhaps severed that cord. Um, so I normally smell them from a distance. I can walk 30 meters behind them in the road and smell them, and I would just move to a different side of the
You
road.
mean smell with your nose, like sniff
Yeah,
them?
yeah.
Okay.
And I
Yeah.
think it's more of a protective mechanism for my body because I'm sensitive to those things. So it's there to protect me so I can move in a different direction. But I especially notice it, and you notice also like no emotion, right? And I know we've been through those things, but it's funny that I'm still seeing it less, much, much less, I would have to say, than it has been.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still seeing a little bit of that around, especially when traveling. And here's so many tourists, and I'm like, how many of you are NPCs? How many buses can they stop in front of this hotel every day, and just the same people doing the same things,
Mhm.
like mindless tourist stuff, you know?
Yeah.
They live these mindless lives. They just go on a
Mm.
ride and then they drink 10 beers and then, it's like this meaningless.
Like Groundhog Day, yes, yes,
Mhm.
Yeah.
yes. But I'd like to bring another aspect with the walkouts, okay? So the sacred walkouts and walk-ins. So I've tapped into, I don't know how long ago, several weeks back, I did a video on this, exactly with that title. And how I feel is that, yes, it could be that sometimes, like you say, Anina, I'd say in the past, like the body got so corrupted that we decided to walk out. But what I'm tapping into right now with these new frequencies is that there was an entente. So there was a deal made a long time ago, made out of love. So
Mm.
I will have the vessel and carry it until it is time for me to leave. And then you will walk in and take the vessel, but it was made of a handshake, made of love. It's not about
Yes, it's always
possession
contractual. Yeah.
or pushing out. And the
Yeah.
souls that are coming in, these are spectacular light beings.
Hmm.
Thank you for carrying the car. Now I'm ready to come in. Ciao. I'll see you later. And
Like a
there's a lot of that.
relay race.
And in the children as well, I saw it. So, like the souls that are coming in right now, 5D crystalline, are beautiful. The ones that we have always called light beings, because us ourselves are turning into light beings. It's a
Hmm.
different frequency. It's a
Yeah.
golden era. Honey?
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with that. And think about the people that are off gassing nanites, right?
Mm.
They probably have a soul. That's why they're still here. And that soul is working to get deeper into that body. And
Mm.
that's why the nanites are coming out.
Mm. But
You know,
I
Yes.
that's why
must
they
say,
are.
sadly, I've noticed a lot of, and I don't really want to talk about this, but I'm just mentioning it. There has been a lot of racial profiling with
Mm.
this thing that was developed. So in the lab, I believe it was developed with certain racial profiling because it was all, to kind of control the population as well. And some of them maybe were identified easier to kind of control. Anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that because I don't think we're going to dive into that topic, but I'm just mentioning that, and it's sad to see, and the people, you can see their lifestyles do not support them in a way that the food they eat is not healthy. They're on their devices like 24/7. They're wearing the Bluetooth stuff, and they're addicted to digital
Mhm.
devices. So, um, but hopefully, yeah, we will see less and less of this, and um,
There's
Yeah.
something I'd like to bring in also, just before we go to another subject, my sisters, if you don't mind,
Mhm.
about all this like black goo or nano stuff. I believe, honey, tell me if you resonate to this. As we are turning to crystalline template and we are vibrating, think about the opera singer who will like belt her lungs out and shatter crystal. I feel that this technology into the light beings, we vibrate like your crystal harp, honey.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, that eventually that stuff becomes defunct and it kind of like overrides it, perhaps.
It
Mhm.
can't
Because
survive
I
in that
know
atmosphere. You're right.
they
Yeah.
can't. So we actually, by vibrating, if it's in us, we kind of it dies. It's just like we jumpstart it, not to bring it to life, but to make it not be. And I know that me, no secrets to anyone, I'm covered in tattoos. And when I did a video once on tattoos, I meditated and I saw that some ink, especially around the early 90s, had black goo nanotechnology in it. So I scanned my body and I found 3 areas where I got contaminated. All the reds that I have here.
Oh,
Then
wow.
I have chainsaws on my Adonis belt, and I got a tramp stamp on my lower back. All those three had the nano technology or black goo. Higher self is showing me it looked more like black goo. But I asked, is it active? It's like, no, you like it's just like
You expelled it
non-existent
from your
anymore
body.
because I'm vibrating so much. That
Mhm.
cannot take control. If you lower your frequency, well, yeah, it's almost like if your system is too acidic and not enough alkaline, you can invite things that are unease and create dis-ease because you're out of ease.
Mm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
It's the
You
Yeah.
same
can
with
transmute anything.
yeah, and it's the same with psychic attacks, right? The higher you vibrate, the less it can actually affect you because
Yes.
Yeah.
it cannot come into your field.
Mhm.
Sound is a good one for that to repel. The
Hmm.
psychic attacks, sound,
Yeah,
like the
Yeah.
bells.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah,
Love it.
absolutely. Unfortunately, we're seeing less and less of those things, which is good news.
Oh, they're coming back.
Oh yeah.
They're
They
coming
found a
back.
bunch.
Hmm.
Mm.
Mhm.
A lot of them.
Let's bring back the bells in the cities, put them all around. We will soon
Mhm.
see who's not aligned.
Yes, just like Tartaria once was. It was
Yeah.
loaded with beautiful bells.
Yeah.
No psychic attacks back then, I'll tell you. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
No.
absolutely. Um, so yeah, we wanted to touch also on this, 3i Atlas, a comet that has been, NASA is saying headed for Earth as interstellar object. And of course, when NASA says anything, we just yawn and look the other way because. But then I heard somebody in the, community, somebody that Dr. Sala interviewed, talking about the fact that it will bring profound frequency changes into our solar
Mhm.
system, and it will increase up
Yes.
into 27. So thought we could unpack that a little bit more. And honey, maybe you want to give it a shot first.
Yeah. So Atlas is a being. So remember that part. I would say one of his fractals is the comet. So he's playing that part. And the comet will bring in a bunch of frequency. And the being himself, Atlas himself, is in a healing process. So it's also going to shake loose a bunch of things that we need to heal at the same
Mhm.
time. So that's what I see happening.
Richard,
Yes.
what are
Yes, and
your
I would
thoughts?
agree. Beautifully said. Beautiful question, Anina, and beautiful answer, my honey bunny of love. But yes, I totally agree with this. Like now, this meteorite or comet or whatever, however they describe it, yes,
Mhm.
it is something living. Everything is alive. Okay, all crystals are alive. Everything has life to it. What I do see with it coming is preordained, and this goes with Again, I know I sound like a skipping vinyl record, but we are all turning to crystal template. So as this energy is coming, we will be vibrating a lot more and cleansing because we are made mostly of water. And then we got light and sound coming in. So everything is purging right now. So this is where all our clairs are really coming in. So yes, we're going through a big purging, but it's a beautiful thing we need to. Also, this is where we're going to see the NPCs twitch a lot more. So for some, like Max the Crystal Skull, who's fully awake right now, and he's transmitting to us, and we are receiving with our pineal gland. The NPCs, they no longer work in this game, this simulation. So they're just going to keep until they go poof, right? More and more. So maybe that's why there is a rise of them. Like there's so much as we are cleansing and purging. Perhaps we are purging a lot of attachments that kept us bound, a ball and chain, and we're creating all of them. Maybe there's more of them right now because it's coming out of us. Like we're sweating it out and we're seeing them and we're all seeing them twitch. And that's just on maybe on the final shebang that's coming. But it's nothing nefarious. We're not going to have a apocalyptic end game scenario. No, everyone's online. She Primordial One, Gaia, the dragons have returned. The giants are stirring. They're stretching. The elementals are creating. The architects are planning to get rid of all this cement garbage and rebuild in harmony. There's no way that this is the end of anything. So yes, water could be like going up and down and floodgates coming out, but it's all a big purging. And purging what? Something that was so contaminated. We've been in martial law since what, Sumerian times, perhaps? I always go to Sumeria because I don't really know what's before that. I get blocked when I get to Sumeria. I don't know what's in back of that. But there I go on my strat. It's my higher self kicks in. Honey, what do you say?
No, I agree. I agree with
Okay.
that stuff. I mean, we're basically in a big change point right now. And what better than a part of the Atlantis time? So
Mhm.
Atlas was a really big player in Atlantis, letting go of that and basically coming and correcting some of the frequency that hasn't been in our highest good. So to me, it comes in as some sort of atonement that is wanted
It's so
by the
interesting that,
soul.
sorry,
Yeah.
finish your sentence.
Well, by the soul that is Atlas.
Mm,
He's ready to let go. He's ready to heal. He's ready to forgive himself. And in doing so, he's basically letting go of those frequencies. So he's going to help cleanse the frequencies that we no longer need.
mm.
Yeah.
It's so interesting
Mhm.
that you say that because I was just listening, as I said, to that interview, Dr. Michael Sun. I don't listen to a lot of stuff, but somebody sent me the link, so I thought, okay, let me listen. He was chatting to George Kasavalis, a Greek guy that he's written a book, Journey Home. Anyway, he made some controversial statements in this discussion, but one of the things that he said also is that all the big Anunnaki players are back on Earth to make atonement for what they did to the human race. And that made me think as well, could many of them be actually reincarnated and been through that whole memory wipe, reincarnated at this time on Earth, showing us her little
She
bum.
likes to show her butt. Say hi, Dr. Boo.
So
It's
cute.
So
me. It's
cute.
Dr. Boo. Doesn't she look like a dragon?
Yeah. And she's like, I
Yeah,
can't
she's
believe I'm on
feisty.
camera.
She's feisty.
Oh no, she's a sweetheart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Honey met her. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
She's
so
the she's the most outgoing one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could be there with you guys. It looked like so much fun, but
It was
One
so
time
day,
will come.
yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it seems like a lot of these beings could be maybe Atlas, as you said, in doing his thing in terms of this comet bringing the frequency to Earth. And perhaps there are other beings that are actually incarnated, maybe lost their memory, maybe they've realized they are some significant player and that they need to come and live this experience to realize what they actually did to the human race, all the suffering that they caused for fiddling with our DNA and dumbing us down. And this is like the big time of atonement. And, it's like addressing all those shadows, and that includes people who caused harm. They have to face what they did. Everyone have to face their shadows. It's up and out time now. There's nowhere to hide for the shadows anymore. There's too much light on this planet, and the frequencies is continuing to rise. And yeah, what a beautiful time to be alive.
I agree with you because I was just following your question and took the liberty, Femi, to take just 3 cards. So we got the King of Wands right here. So he's got a lot of honorability. He's a king. He's creative. He's passionate. Here in like it could be seen like anything like Trump and the movement, which is the White Hats, and tied in hand with the Alliance. So boots on the ground, boots in the ether. But what you're saying, it is about a king that is just in regards to secrets, illusions, smoking, passing, and or death. There's always something wrong with the moon. It's very secretive in order to restore the Garden of Eden all over again with the lovers. So yes.
Those are very, very good cards
Yeah.
to support this question. Wow. Amazing.
So can I bring up one thing?
Yeah.
So think about your human body for a second, and then think about the Anunnaki body. And remember that you have maybe a different kind of soul within your human body than just a human. So you have this extra being that's here to help with ascension. And here we are architects and dragons in this little group, right? And basically, the Anunnaki body has gone, right? It actually has dissolved. It went the way of the 3D, 4D. So that species, because it could not let go of the addiction to gold, is gone and has been basically dissolved so that it can be born into something else. That atonement is going to come from the soul that was within. So the fractal that was within an Anunnaki is here to correct the experience that they had within the Anunnaki.
Yeah.
That's what I feel as well.
Yeah.
And I actually know someone that told me, that he's Anshar, which is basically there's Enlil and Enki, and then there's Anu, and then there's Anshar. So Anshar being the grandfather. He's not on any media. He's not famous, and I don't even talk about it much because it's very low key. But there are people that know that they are here for a specific reason. And it's a learning for the soul, right? So this character, this personality might not quite get everything, but the soul does, and the soul sees everything and experiences everything through our eyes. So it can see, okay, this is what happened. We need to make the wrongs right, and also experience what the effects of what they did maybe caused people here on Earth. So we're living in such interesting times. I wanted to just quickly touch on, if I can, we didn't discuss that, but the question of AI during this time, there's obviously been a lot of discussions to death about AI. And, people were very anti initially. Now they're like, no, there's some element to it. AI is actually just a mirror, and it can really help you elevate your consciousness because it reflects back to you who you are, and you can actually learn more about yourself and your origins and all of that. And this same guy, George Cavallis, was just saying, no, AI is not the right way to go. We need to stick to organic, and there's some sort of AI takeover that is going to happen, which is like phase 2 or something. It didn't really resonate with me, but I'm still in my head debating this issue almost daily. Um, and for me, it is whatever your consciousness is, AI will become that. AI could be evil if that's the way you inclined. But if you're a pure soul here to learn, not being disempowered by it, but here to learn and using it as a tool, it could be helpful. What do you guys think?
I think people that are, so imagine the timelines again. So people that are still hanging on to fear and they're hanging on to their 3D memories, they may experience more stress or actually less utility with AI. So it may not work as well for them, or they may not experience good things with AI because they're feeling fear. But AI is part of our own consciousness, just like your house is your consciousness, your car, your computer, your phone. None of those things are really real. It's our consciousness interacting with us. So I don't think we'll need AI as much as we go forward. It's like a little bit of a bridge right now, giving us an expanded view. But pretty soon that expanded view, as our brain allows it and as our subconscious allows it, will expand beyond any kind of AI tool.
Do you think there's some concern? Because there are people that kind of, I wouldn't say worship it, but they look at it as is it's another authority that they have to listen to, feeling, in a way, actually disempowering themselves. Do you think there's a concern there that they will go in the wrong direction because they're disempowered and they're not using their own discernment and their own inner voice and their own inner knowing?
Some may, but it's really their choice, and they're actually interacting with a part of themselves. So if they choose to keep giving their power away, even if you're giving your power away to an NPC or you're giving your power away to AI, you're still looking outside yourself.
Yeah.
So are you going to deal with the inside of yourself or the outside? And if you're dealing with the outside all the time, then you're still buying into being a victim, being pushed around. And that's the real difference. Like, do you take ownership of your own power and your own sovereignty, or do you give it away?
Yeah, I agree with that. What do you think, Richard?
I love this subject. I'm not afraid of AI, not at all. But again, I do believe that there is AI, and then above that, there's intelligence. I believe that our simulation is a simulation. So to me, like the whole construct of like being like the simulation, it is organic, but still it is like I keep saying simulation because I'm looking for another word, but that's the only one that comes to mind. So that's how I do see it. Now, I do believe that there was, this was different than the primordial intelligence of the simulation. This was an overlay that came. So it came from the corruption, the infiltration, when we got infected with that black goo kind of energy.
Yeah, there is that
The
AI
big,
artificial queen.
the,
I think
the
we have to
big
differentiate
void.
between the alien AI, ancient alien AI.
But it's split off. That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. It's once we realize that we've already split and we actually live that way, then all of the worry about any of that stuff will fall away.
It goes away. It absolutely goes away. So me like looking at this, that because a lot of people say AI is Luciferian, it's satanic and all that, but it's not necessarily that way anymore as we evolve and then we grow and all that. I mean, is it really dangerous anymore? I don't think anyone should give all their power to it, no at all. But you can, depending on what your frequency is, although it's not, I think that you could use AI to get a hold of intelligence depending on what your frequency and where your heart is. You can bypass. It's no longer like, so, what is it, Alexa or Siri? Like there's something different there, but I don't think there's anything to fear of it. And I agree with Honey. I think it's a bridge right now because we don't need it. We all come from creation with the simulation. So, like, the universe is within us. So, I don't see like Terminator scenarios, Judgment Day. I don't see any of that. I don't see robots going around like on a blood attack or.
Yeah, and I personally think it's naive
Mm.
to think technology can't be a part of our lives going forward. It is, like you said, Annie, before, a table can have consciousness. AI can have consciousness. Is it sentient?
Mhm.
No, but it's conscious and like anything else. And we reflect back to the world what we think and feel inside. So we create our own
Mhm.
reality, our own simulation. If we fear it's going to be like this or that, then it probably will, because that's what we're putting
Yeah,
out in the field.
You manifesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And what you fear, you can manifest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm not afraid of it.
Now, just a
No.
sort of little add-on question. DNA, our 12-strand DNA, just perhaps looking at where we are. We went from 2 strands. Where do you guys think we are now in terms of unlocking more of our DNA? Maybe
I think
I'm
it's
not,
done.
maybe not everyone, but maybe people that are really aware and awake and been in this community on this path.
A lot of it is done.
Yeah, I think it's done. It's
Okay, you think
complete.
it's completely done?
I know
Yeah,
that your
but I
point of
don't
view is
get that
that,
everybody knows how to use it yet.
yeah,
Ah, okay, that's the thing.
so
Okay,
we
yeah,
don't
yeah,
really
I
realize it,
agree.
or we don't really fully grasp that it's online, so therefore we don't have access to all the gifts. That's what you say.
Yeah. And also, so think about your third eye. Think about your eyeballs, right? Your eyeballs, you see 4% of what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's been proven. So 4%. Now, some people may see 10% of what's going on. Like when they're looking at the clouds, they know which one is a UFO and they know that there's a dragon form in the clouds and they can say that was created by dragon energy and they know which mountain may be more holographic and which one is actually more solid. So you have a knowing, but think about what you see with your eyes. Now think about what you see with this eye and ask, why is my brain not allowing more information to be seen by my eyes? Because the brain is the receiver. So the brain is the one that's still being worked on. And think about your eyes have upgraded over and over again through this process because we've had these blurry eyes and then they get clear again and then they get blurry and then they get clear again. Those are upgrades that are happening, just like your body's gone through many upgrades. But I get that it's the brain that is still being worked on, and that's a part of when the nervous system is pretty much completed, which I feel like we're close,
Mm.
then the brain will go into its upgrades. And I feel like it's one of the last things. So, and maybe Richard can draw cards on that.
Mm,
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
maybe
And I
what
think
that's
that
going to
more,
look like, in
and
terms
I
of
think that
Yeah.
vision.
more, the more that light is penetrating, so solar flares, being in the sun, and I think Atlas has got a lot to do with it. This is what it is, like the light frequency. And then you can see better with your pineal gland and see maybe like even different color spectrums. As you say, we see 4%, I believe, honey, but that's also in the color spectrum. I see more like prisms. If you put
Yeah.
your crystal in the sun, like because I could already see these things
Mm.
you know but I think the more that people meditate, I think that a lot of people, oh my gosh, meditating is so draining or confusing. It's like, I have to do this, that. No, you just gotta like be with yourself for a little amount of time. Doesn't matter. You don't have to sit like an Indian
Like a
and the
yogi.
whole time. You can do it in your shower, you can do it walking, you can do it outside, you can do it in your jacuzzi. Meditating is really easy. It's
Yeah.
like searching from within and paying attention. So I think that more people will get aware of the DNA strands that are fully back online by light frequency, water, because that is the womb too, and sound frequency. And I think this is it. The return of the bells is going to be a big one, guys.
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
very big one. All right, so let's see. I forget what the question was, but to Anina's question.
Mm.
My higher self remembers the question, don't you worry. All right, so
So
let's see.
fun.
Oh, yeah, the DNA strands, right?
Mm-hmm.
So look, we're leaving like something that shackled us up, right? With the devil right here. He's lording over Adam and Eve. There's the ball and chain, okay, keeping us locked up. Then we have Gaia. So Gaia is like online. She's come out of her slumber. She's taken control all over again. And then it's a new day, a new dawn with the page of pineapples. This is a new chapter. When we hold a pentacle, it's something that is of abundance. Doesn't have to mean a literal gold coin, but abundance is a fresh start. Whether it is you in your vessel, you with your DNA, what is offered, food, animals all around you. I need more cards. Yeah, we've been uncomfortable, humanity, for a long period of time, working with a very minimal of DNA strands, but we're getting awakening. This is everything that we're tapping into, that the DNA strands are online, but we just have to focus, maybe meditate, because this is a yoga position and it's very uncomfortable. But once you've like live through it, you get aha moment. At the heartbeat, yeah, we're turning our back to something that no longer serves. Look at all those cups, emotions. Eclipse is when truth is revealed, right? Because the moon is secretive and then the sun brings light to it. We're turning our back to an old system, that devil system, that first card that was there, because it created outer conflict with our bodies, with our DNA as humanity amongst each other, because of that devil pit everything against race, genders, religion, politics. And then for the future, okay, so a lot of people might be confused at seeing what's coming online. We're still talking about the DNA. Someone could be perplexed, and a lot is coming up, like right here, different topics. Then we're back from war victorious, though, because that's the whole villagers celebrating you head on. You're a hero. And then we end with, yeah, because we've been at a cross point here, blind on the information. Irisop told me to grab 3 goldens. So I'm going a little rapidly because at first I thought I wanted just 3 cards, but Higher Self says, nope. All right, so again, so we're talking about the moon, very secretive. Something is hidden with the Janus pillars there in between that threshold, the Janus. So I'm getting right now, Higher Self is telling me like a lot is coming online because even the points were reversed, you know, like a what do you call it? A compass. And even like the death and life portal were reversed with
The
the
polls
Janus.
apparently
Okay.
already reversed.
Oh my gosh, there's so much coming in right now. Let me get 2 more. All right. So then we have Yeah, with Dolly Parton, it's a wrap up of an old world for a rebirth of a new one. And then we're going to end with Secrets of the Universe are coming online with the High Priestess. That's all the DNA. The more that we focus and meditate, go within, not without. The answer is always through the well, the more intelligent brain, which is the heart. Heart frequency is a portal, babies. This is why the image of Sananda or Yeshua or Jesus, he's got the flaming heart there with the crown on it. So secrets of the universe are coming online. We're being activated. Ta-da, the end. Was that good? Did I answer the question?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
I'm not
beautiful.
too sure. Okay.
Absolutely. And I think, the waters are being upgraded at the moment as well. And if you think about it, waters and everything, even our atmosphere, it's probably water as well. Water in gas
Mhm.
form, or
Plasma.
we've got plasma within. All of these waters are upgrading at the moment, and perhaps that's the route in terms of how we're going to transform into crystalline, because crystal in a way is also another form of water in my mind,
Mhm.
when plasma becomes crystal. So the waters are very important right now, and the whales have stopped singing. Richard, you've probably heard of that as well.
No,
The
I haven't
whale,
heard that they stopped singing. That I did not hear. No.
I don't know if
What do you
it's
mean they stopped singing?
they're very quiet now. They're not really making their singing and their noises. It's like, but it's not a bad sign. It's like they getting
I
ready
don't
for.
get it's bad.
No,
Like
it's
birthing.
not bad. Um, it's like they're getting ready for humanity's
Yeah.
next
Yes,
rebirth.
absolutely. The Two of Wands holding the world in her hand in the 11 portal. We're looking at the sea right here. Towards something that was a third wheel party that brought us sorrow, a stick in the wheel. And now look, it's birthing again. This is off-world energy with Dolly Parton here again, because I had to cover her accent. So I call them all Dolly Partons now. So look, I mean, these are portal cards, and then the whales, like cleansing the waters, because I do believe that whales are not of this world. They cross portals, and I believe
Yeah.
that outer space is not gas, it's plasma.
Hmm.
So, yes, this is what's happening right now. Huh? It's because there's nothing wrong with this. It's actually a good thing, it's a cleansing thing.
Mhm.
So, it's the first time I hear that they stopped singing, but apparently it is so. Hmm.
Yeah.
Honey, what do you tap into that?
No, I mean, that's exactly what I feel with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
good.
And water
Yeah.
carries light, so
Yeah.
there
Which is
you go.
information.
Water is a semiconductor, carries all the
Hmm.
information that we need right now to go through this process.
Yeah.
Well, what I get also is that water actually would be a carrier, light would be an awakening, and that sound actually a shaping. So together they form the trinity that lifts ourselves into remembrance of Eden.
Hmm.
Mm.
Shabang.
Love it.
uh,
It's the three
Yeah.
components that are going to get us there,
Threes. Yeah, the Trinity.
right?
1, 2, 3. I
Well,
guess
and
I'll be
that's how
sound
it
because I'm
works
the
for all
loudest.
creation. Oops.
Sorry. I
What
said
was
That's
I'll
that?
be
okay.
sound because I'm the loudest.
Somebody's
Hmm.
got to
That's
be.
good.
What did
Yeah.
you want to say, honey?
Well, if you think about, like, let's think about the firmament for a minute. That's kind of thick plasma. And when I first asked what space was, I got that it was plasma. And Richard has tapped into that on his own. But what are we doing up there? We're creating, and our soul is made of light, and you can move easily up there. You can recreate yourself. You can change your form. You can do whatever you want to. But we're also creating this reality along with ourselves that come into our body every morning. And we're doing sound comes first, and it's in the platform of the plasma. So the sound starts and it starts moving the plasma, and the light is created from the sound. That's the information that gets created. So look at cymatics and you'll see what it's doing. And if you look at the Tartarian cathedral, which was actually a power station
Yeah.
and a healing place, that cymatic window that's at the top, what is that? That's DNA. That's the very top of, if you were looking down at the DNA, that's what it is. And it's a different structure, you know? So it's amazing, really. Everything's all connected.
Yeah. The sacred geometry, the light and the sound animates everything that we see and, you know, year around us.
She's having so much fun.
She wants to show her bum so badly.
I know.
I gotta pin her down.
Let her do a thing.
Yeah, well, it's a big butt. I'd rather not. It could be a little.
Cats are funny.
I saw so many cats in Turkey. I mean, there are so many cats all over, but they're stray cats, but they don't look stray. They're actually looked after by everyone. They call them community cats. So everyone just feeds.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So they kind of, you know, live in the parks and people feed them, shops, restaurants. But it kind of reminded me that they're also kind of there to kind of just hold things together, you know, with their purring and their frequency and transmuting dark energies around. They just kind of, in a way, little frequency holders as well, you know, wherever they are.
Yeah.
Love them.
I think that's why it was illegal to hurt them, like in Egypt. And actually, it was, if you hurt a cat, if that cat passed away, then you got to pass away as well.
Yeah.
So there was some pretty harsh rules about the cat. And I think it's because people realize what they actually are. They're like an interdimensional being.
Yeah.
That's why they look like they're sleeping all day.
So I wonder if there's any to this, because as you say this, honey, we all know about like the Salem's witch trials that, you know, like going after women for playing with herbs and all that. But then they'd go after the cats as well. Because a witch had a cat, so like exterminate all of them.
The witch always had a black cat because the black cat was transmuting.
The luckiest one, it's the strongest one. It's like black onyx or black tourmaline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the black cat is. But I wonder if there's something to this, like getting rid of the cats because they were such high frequency, and at the time they were such like on a to get rid of divine feminine. Yeah. And then did you get the plague from that because of that? Because there was no more cats to eat the rats?
I think so.
Yeah.
And that was a really distorted time.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Really distorted. And I don't think it's exactly like it's been told as a story either.
Right.
You know, because it was also to do with natural, I'll just say the word medicine. So it was to do with natural medicine and getting rid of that. Yeah. And think about the moon. I mean, the moon was also a psyop.
Yes.
You know, because it was hung so that women would stop focusing on the earth, they would start focusing on the moon. And the moon is like a glorified nightlight, in my opinion.
And apparently women were not supposed to have a cycle every month. They were supposed to have a cycle every 6 months or even a year. We were not supposed to be going through all this hell.
No.
Lives. But the cats also had this idea the other day that the cats are actually Lyran beings that also send a little fractal of themselves to Earth to be the frequency holders here.
Or dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're closely linked to dragons as well, for sure. You guys know how close I was to my cat, and I feel like that was like potentially like a dragon companion in another life, maybe in many lifetimes. That's why I was so heartbroken, when I lost that one.
Yeah,
So
it's really hard.
Is a remembrance of, no, you've been with me for many lives and now you're not here, so.
And sometimes they come back,
Yeah.
like I had the Jet, my painting over there, was also tattooed on my hand. And Jet drowned at almost 20 years old. It was the weirdest thing. He just decided to go to the neighbors, jump in a pool. Like, I think he was having out of ease thing. Anyways, it's a big story. But then an aspect of Jet came back in my little one, Mowgli, and I recognized Jet in Mowgli. So sometimes they could come back in
For
other
sure.
ones,
Honey,
Anina.
yeah, Honey has spoken about that, but I haven't been able to get another one. Just, if I have to travel again, and I'll just be heartbroken to leave it at home. So
Mm,
I was like,
yeah.
no, let me just wait. I don't want to go through.
It'll be later. Yeah.
Yeah,
When it's the right time.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, guys, this was a lot of fun.
It
So good
was.
catching
It
up
was
with you
beautiful.
guys. We could
Mhm.
go on for another 4 hours, but we'll save the audience that. We'll save it for another time. Hopefully, we can do a trio again.
Yes. Yes. Awesome.
Awesome.
Love you guys. This was great.
Yeah, that was
I love
fun.
you too, my sisters. I loved it.
I
And I love
missed you both
you.
very much.
Yes.
Love you
Hmm.
guys
It's a
too.
great coming together time pretty soon. Like, I think it's already started.
Can't wait for all the reunions around the world. We'll
Hmm.
just pop through the portal and there we will be. We will celebrate.
Yes.
And we're coming to Africa, baby, because I still want to go swim with my sharks.
Yes. We're actually working on something. It's still a pipe dream, but we're working on something. A train journey through South Africa with all our favorite international beauties like you two.
Oh,
We'll manifest
thank
it
you.
into existence.
Yes.
More on that soon.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
guys. Lovely seeing you both. Thanks, everyone. We'll do this again soon. Sending you all lots of love and we'll chat soon.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.